Hello friends, in this video we will see how to prepare during the last 30 days for Civil Services Preliminary Examination 2022. My name is J.Sivarajarajendran, and with that information we will go into the video, and there are some key areas that everyone has to concentrate in this last 30 days, and these key areas are nothing but polity, geography, history, economics, environment, science and technology, and CSAT. These are the areas, if you think about it, are very key for clearing this preliminary examination. So first we will go into polity. How do you study? So in a sense, the question is that in the last minute or the last month, how do you study for polity? For polity, I would suggest a method called as reverse engineering, where I would ask for only or go for no other book other than Lakshmikant, or if you have any notes per se which is very good, that is somebody having a very good notes for polity can go for that, but I would still prefer Lakshmikant. How is that? I would suggest that in back of the Lakshmikant there are some 276 to 300 questions. In a sense, see, this is not a question of previous year. There are previous year question paper plus some 300 questions. So this is in the back of Lakshmikant. So look at this question. With one example, I will tell you what I am suggesting about this reverse engineering. So this 276 question. So it is very hard for reading exam or reading Lakshmikant as we usually do in this last minute, and hence what I would suggest is that go for this question. So go for this question and solve this question. In solving this question, for example, if you look at it, which is not, so they are asking for not present in the Constitution of India in Article 32. So reading Article 32 fundamental right at this moment is very difficult. So I would suggest read this question and then see, do not solve the whole paper. Solve this question, then go for this answer. So look at this answer which they have given, it is D. So they have given at D, so D is the answer. Then go into this chapter, then go into fundamental rights chapter, then go into the section which is the necessary part for this question. So the necessary part for this question is that this Article 32 which we are seeing, the constitutional remedies, and the writs are given habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, censure, quo warranto. So if you think about it, the word injunction is not present. But this is not only that you should do. You should also at the same moment that we are covering this question, you should just have a look at what is this right to equality, right to freedom, right to exploitation, right to freedom of religion, right to educational right. For example, look at this point, right to religion. So this time there was a huge debate about secularism in India, and there were a lot of cases, and hence Article 25 to 28 becomes very prominent. So I have studied, so for example, I came to this chapter to study this Article 32, but at the same time I am going to complete this. This is how you should do something called as the multiple revision. This is what is called as the multiple revision. See, we cannot at this time, it is not possible for you to read each and every chapter. That is not how it works. So now you have to go for this. So if you ask me what material, if you can use the previous year question paper, yes, you can use, or any institute. So an institute would have given you the sectional test. So they would have given you the sectional test on polity, but even if there are sectional tests in polity, I would still, so this sectional test is useful, but even then I would prefer Lakshmikant. So because see, every Lakshmikant covers every what in every chapter is important is given as question, and hence we will be covering each and every important thing that we have to see in polity. And but if you are a person having this sectional test also, it is okay, you can use it. But next we will go to this geography. Geography, how to study at this moment. Geography, if you think about it, you should not study the whole book or any, for example, any geography option student, do not go for your standard books like this Kuller or any other book that you might have for your preparation for geography optional. I would suggest go through this geography through maps and tables. How do I suggest is that have ncrt, have your basic books, have your ncrt, have your basic books. Even so, for example, okay, if anyone wants to go for a higher version of the book, even then have a picture of, that is the point. Study this geography through pictures, that is through maps. How would I suggest? Means if you are studying soils, let us assume that you are studying soils, I would ask you to see this picture. So last time the question in 2021, the question was about black soil. So how do you go for black soil? Means see, you see the picture, this is the point where black soil is present. So you have this picture and you go and check the constituent of black soil. So black soil, what and all is important. Black soil is kind of present in the Deccan. It came because of this Deccan trap, the lava which came during the movement of Indian plate towards the Eurasian plate, and it is important for growing cotton. Whether it can hold water and many other constituents. So see, take this picture, understand that the black soil is present in this zone, and hence you should go. And the same way look at for alluvial soil. So see, look at this alluvial soil which is present. So this is the alluvial soil. So you'll have to go for where this alluvial soil is present and why this alluvial soil becomes very important. And while reading that, you read the maps as well. See, while reading this itself, you should know that this alluvial soil is important or has become this prominent thing because of this it is in the Gangetic plate. So you should know the importance of Ganga. So when you are reading this alluvial soil, when you are reading this map, read the river Ganga as well in the physical portion of the geography NCRT. So you should complete through maps. One other example I will give you. So you are going for, let us assume that disaster. So this there is a GS paper 3 topic also, disaster management. But in preliminary examination, they may, so one question, let us assume that they are asking about earthquake. See, earthquake, we will have many important things like focus, and then the areas in which this earthquake, P waves, other waves which are there, and you will have all these things. You will have all these things in the context of the textbook, but to revise all these things is a little bit of difficulty, and hence what I would suggest is that I would immediately ask you to go for this map which is there, and in this map look at the high. So think about, this is high prone zone. So these are the zones where it is high prone earthquake zones. It is given here. So look at it. All these zones are there. So you think about why. See, question is understanding the concept and the context, and hence you go for why, and you will have an understanding that this is because it is in the plate margin. So what is plate margin? So that is the point. What is plate margin? Plate tectonics. So simple. So think about all these things and understand these things and read that. And hence, see, again, this immediately, if you think about it, these zones are in the lowest possible or earthquake prone zones. Why these prones? Because these are in the peninsula area. Peninsula area, it is not prone to any other earthquake like that we see in the Himalayas. But what are the any other? So if you think about it, there were something in Latur, or some earthquake, some or Bhuj somewhere. So in this area, so where and all earthquakes have happened. So look at, with this map itself, look at and try to analyze this portion, because reading the full book is not important, rather understanding the context. And this in the case of geography, this whole, so geography ncrt, I would suggest every, so if it is possible, if time permits, 6th to 12th, all these boxes, so all these boxes, in a sense, see, do not mug up again, no mugging up, just what this they are a human control, which of the following, that is the definition of this particular thing that we have to see. Once you see the definition, you will understand that, see, look at this point, there are various types of, and through this whole thing should be covered through all these tables only. In this definition, we have seen disaster. In this one example I gave is earthquake. And the same way, if you look at it, there are many. So atmospheric is there, terrestrial is there, aquatic is there, biological. Now look at this atmospheric: frost, heat wave, Lu, and cold wave. So heat wave is creating a lot of issues right now. So you yourself would have experienced this, because it is a very high, it is all, the temperature is going above 40 degrees centigrade, and hence, so disaster. Look at this fact. So whether this will come this time, so you have to have an understanding and try to read it. Same way for anything, same way for climate. Let us assume that you are studying climate. So climate, if you think about it, there is a separate book of geography through maps. Geography option students would have, but if anyone does not have that, you just look at this J.Sivarajarajendran. So you will have this table. One table is there where you will find all the climate. You will find all the climate given in a very sequential and the diagrammatic manner. So at least read this table. At least understand why such as any, for example, what is stepy climate if they have given. At least understand what is the temperature, what is the in a sense, what is the rainfall, or which region falls under it. At least these three things. See, you have to read the whole thing, but if J.Sivarajarajendran, if you are not able to do that, at least do this. Similarly, ocean, not only this time ocean current. So look at ocean current, which is very, very important. Same way, if you look at it in ocean current, diagram in NCRT will be enough. Diagram in NCRT. So let us assume that if you are reading about El Nino, same way, if you check NCRT, El Nino, this is important this time. So NCRT, if you check, there is a box. So as I told you, geography through box, and then there is a diagram, and this will be enough. So understanding this both and understanding simple context will help you go through geography. And what about history? If you ask me history, it is now very, very tough. So see, you cannot go through for maybe 400 500 pages of NCRT, old NCRT, new NCRT, so many text will be there. It is very, very hard, I can understand. And hence what I would suggest is that this keyword method, this is the point. What you should have now is this keyword method. See, reading, how do you read? This is, see, you should not read every inch of the book. So ancient and medieval. So look at this. I suggest this, any book, your notes also is enough. Any book for ancient India, let us assume, so this is Arihant GK. So if like this, see, not this exact book, But for ancient and medieval, in the last 30 days, if you have a book like this, see, look at what I am meaning is that I am meaning in the sense that see, you cannot read the whole chapter on this Indo-Greeks. So what you should have is that which any book that gives you a sense in this whole thing. See, once this Indo-Greeks, then Shaka. See how many branches were there, this different parts. So they were in the northwest India. See, basic understanding. And this Milinda Panho, and look at this fact, this Milinda Panho and Nagasena, all this were who, and this Greek rule or Hellenistic art. What is this Hellenistic art? Gandhara art. So in a sense, see, the basic you would have already, the point is that you would have already had history classes, you would have revised so many times. Now you should go for this whole in a sense keywords, only the keywords. You see, in Ashoka, if you are going also, see where see what is this Ashoka, what importance does he have, in a sense, what is this Ashokan pillar, Sanchi Stupa, and things like that. See, you should know that this is what is important and go. And this in history and all, I would suggest that this sequence, very key sequence, chronology, not only in ancient, I would suggest in medieval also. In a sense, see, look at this fact, this Greek Shakas and then Parthians, Kushans. See, this sequence, the sequence of how these kings came, Kanishka, this is 4th Buddhist council. So all these things, very, and Charaka Samhita, what is this Charaka Samhita, this Shushruta, key things that you should know is that understanding the sequence chronology of ancient and medieval is the key. Even if you are not knowing the whole thing, just the story and understanding, and any key, see, the point is that more than the names of the kings, anyone who has done science and technology, anyone in a sense, see, Ashwagosha, Buddha Charita, it's a biography of Buddha. So this is the books, any poet and any religious leader associated with a particular king. So this time, so in medieval India, think about it, Aurangzeb, there is a important event going to happen. Aurangzeb, Tej Bahadur or Guru Tej Bahadur, and this whole point, if you think about it, who Sufi saint, Bhakti saint, all these things. See, keywords, who were there, at what point they were. So this is the point, at what point they give this king and matching, but they are actually, what they are looking for is at what time they were. So you should, last time, if you think about it, last time 2020, they asked about Panini, 3 things. One was Panini, and another was Kalidasa, and 2 was some other person. So if you had known Panini, Kalidasa, so this question you could have answered. So in history, what I would suggest is having a book like this, a simple book or a notes like this, and going through the sequence and chronology in a very efficient manner. And for modern India, see, for modern India, it's a basic spectrum, and in that also modern India, how you should read. See, this is the question they asked last time. The question they asked is that this is INA trials. They gave this 3 names and they asked this question. So I want you to look at this whole thing. The spectrum should be, see, you should be like this. What is that? If you are, I do not know whether you have seen the movie Terminator. You should be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You should look at the keywords, the names. In history and all, this names, when you scan this page, see, look at this, when you scan this page, this INA name, this point is very important. Next is who were the persons who represented them, that is important. Next, place. Next, if you think about it, what they are, what are the important decisions. So if you are seeing all these things, you should look at this, the place where this whole thing happens, or whichever event in history, the name, place. And in your schools you would have played a game, name, place, animal, thing. So in history, key is name, place, what characters, or what are the important decisions. So in that also you should look at the keywords, keywords. Look at this. And the next, to go for economics through definitions. So what is this economics through definition? That is, that what I mean is that, basic book is enough. In economics, people are very scared now, and hence I would suggest Shankar Ganesh. Basic book, basic definition. Actually, this is NCERT. So macroeconomics NCERT is also enough. But don't go for any complex book, basic book, and look at this definition: balance of payment, transaction in goods and services between residents of a country and the rest of the world. And if you think about it, they are the whole thing, trade balance, what is current account, capital account, it's given here. But look at this point, this is the question they asked. Balance of payment is a systematic record of all import and transactions of this, and goods exported. Goods, not only goods. So economic transaction, one country, no, it is between, look at this, it is between residents of a country and the rest of the world. So this is not true. Capital movement, not, no, current account is also there. So if you think about it, the solution is A. So what I am trying to say is that economics, do not be worried. Economics, go for these important definitions plus PT 365 current. If you just see, what I am trying to say is that if there is a balance of payment, so this you should know, and there you should also know that there is a crisis in Sri Lanka, there is a crisis in Nepal, there is crisis in many other places. So how this whole crisis is solved by IMF. So then you should know what is this reserve tranche. So what is this IMF quota? What I am trying to say is that in the last moment, do not panic. Have proper simple books. Have this PT 365. So anything, vision, PT 365. One institute. So don't have many. One institute, PT 365, vision will be good, and hence use them appropriately for solving economics. You will have every information here, so you don't have to worry, and you will have every definition, every keywords, everything in this basic books, and that is what you should aim for in this economics. And then environment, please make it as fun. Environment, do not get panic. Environment, people are so much panicked. First have a first have this map where you will have this. First thing is law. So what are the laws which are there? The very basic Environmental Protection Act, everything. Environmental Protection Act, Wildlife Protection Act, very important. And the next are these conventions. These conventions, if in this, this is the point. In this, go in a little deeper. In this, go a little deeper. In this, go a little deeper. For example, tiger reserves, Zoo Authority of India, National Wildlife Board. So all these things, if you think about national, I should every word, if I say, it will be National Wildlife Board. State Wildlife Board, and then there are so you will have this e-waste rules. Last time this was the question, or even the year before. So when you are looking at all these things, go into a little deeper, and the conventions which are there, you will have a list. You have so much of material in that. The list of conventions are there. In this list of convention, make it as a fun reading. Go to that convention, Wikipedia, go to that, or go to that convention directly. There will be an about page. This will be a very fun thing to read from that. This book and all, they have dumped so much of information, so have a very clear understanding. And this protected area, national park, wildlife, all these things have your Wikipedia page. Have fun with it. See, last 30 days, you should not be scared, you should not make yourself nervous. Have this whole portion, if you think about it, national park, all these are very fun to read. When you connect everything in Wikipedia, see where this place is, what this place is, what is the flora and fauna, very important, what are the key animals. You will have very, and you will, when you read all these things, you will know that the key animals of them, and which animals are endangered, critically endangered, which is vulnerable, many other things you will have. And this recently they are asking this question on food chain. So this and all, ncrt biology 12th standard book, ncrt biology 12th standard book. Look at what is this. They keep asking a question on virus, bacteria. There in ncrt there are basic definition. Look at what is a virus, what is a bacteria, and what are these this mammal and everything. So you should know a little bit of all these things. And then this concept of pollution. So this time also, this air quality index. Let us see if they are going to ask air quality index. What is the, so this so they have BS6. So what are the constituents? So vehicle, see, every time the UPSC concentrates on this vehicle pollution. So what are the constituent pollutants? So whether sulfur dioxide is released, whether nitrogen is released, whether carbon monoxide is released, what and all are the pollution caused by this vehicular emission is very, very important. Please look at that. And then comes this CSAT. See, for CSAT, do not panic. Solve UPSC question paper. Solve UPSC question paper. There are so many questions from that. In that, sections will be there. So in that, so I have already made the important sections video. You can check that video. I will put that video as well. So now in that, you practice that with UPSC question paper itself, practice. So that will be enough. And the same way for science and technology, people kept asking what to do. So previous year question paper, I would suggest any question that has come in previous year question, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, any other technology. So for example, 5G is in news, 4G is in news. What is the difference between 4G and 5G? And there is a James Webb. So there will be a James Webb telescope which is launched. What is the importance of it? What is, for example, BrahMos? What are the, so in the defense, DRDO. So what are all these things? Or any other, so let us assume that Aadhaar, they keep asking this question on Aadhaar, something related to technology, blockchain. So now because cryptocurrency is there, so blockchain, what is this? And then digital currency is being introduced. What is this digital currency? Whether they are going to use blockchain technology, how important it is. And UPI, so they are keeping asking about this UPA and things like that. So you have an understanding. All this, if you think about it, all this I have derived from nothing else other than previous year question paper. I am not saying these questions from anywhere else. All these are previous year question paper. And then, for example, CRISPR-Cas9. So look at this CRISPR-Cas9. So they asked this gene editing tool. And then if you think about it, this genetic engineering. So all this genetic engineering, how it happens. And this is a chapter in NCRT. So look at this NCRT chapter 10th, 12th, again 12th biology. So 12th biology, if you look at it, you will find this chapter present. And genetic engineering, what is this biotechnology, what is this BT cotton, what this keeps coming up. Rice fortification, so this time it can come. So what is this rice fortification, or what is fortification, how is it removing hunger, many other things. See, what I am trying to suggest is that I am trying to say that whatever questions they have asked in UPSC previously, you please check that, and this will be enough. I think we have covered as much as possible, and I will try to make more such videos about in the last minute what and all are necessary, and I will try to make a PDF on important topics. So this is what I am trying to, so I am making on my own, so PDF of important current events or important current affairs. So this is the whole thing which is creating a problem. So important current affairs which are necessary for preliminary examination, not for hundreds of pages, a few pages in which all these important topics will be there, what are necessary. All this I will try to make, and I will try to put as soon as possible. And so please do like this video, share this video, and please do subscribe to Minds of Aspirant channel, and you can also subscribe to a Minds of Aspirant Telegram group. So in this Telegram group, I will put frequent questions on history, polity, and this current affairs which is necessary, and many other information which are necessary for preliminary examination. Thank you for watching this video. Good night.